Hey, Des, how you doing today?
I'm good. How are you, D?
All right, doing pretty good, pretty good. What was the sense, or how, offense and, how things went? Y'all kept plugging, until you get some things going there. Get a couple touchdowns late, pull out the win.
Yeah, obviously, we got to start faster. There are a lot of things that, ultimately when we look back at this film, there are a lot of things that we can clean up, we can be better at for next week. But props to our defense coming out, coming up with some huge stops, huge turnovers, being able to get short fields. But for us as an offense, when that does happen, we have to be able to go out there and create points and get points on the board. We didn't start as fast as we like to, but, that's something that we'll continue to work on.
First play looked like y'all were trying to, get down the field. But Coach said y'all had to pivot away from that and get back to it late. How was that, as the quarterback's mindset as the game's progressing?
Yeah, like I've told you guys, from the very beginning, for me as a quarterback, I could care less if we go out there and pass the ball, 300 times or 2 times, as long as we get a W at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. So, for us today, our run game was obviously working. Those guys up front did a heck of a job of creating a move in the line of scrimmage. Bijan and Tyler did a great job of just, running behind them and running hard. But for us, the run game is also going to open up our pass game. So, we're just going to keep hitting everything and keep going back to work.
Yeah, Des, what was your sense of Brian Burns out there today, and how were you guys able to kind of not neutralize him, but be a little bit more impactful with him out there on the field in the second half?
Yeah, there was talks of, was he going to play, was he not going to play? For us, it didn't really matter. We wanted to go out there and, just have the O-line, make them feel their presence. And, obviously they have a great front 4, front 5 up front on the defensive line. So we knew that it was a challenge for us as offense to be able to go out there, control the line of scrimmage, and I think they did a great job.
Going back to what D-Led was asking about, like pivoting a little bit, Arthur made the comment that there were some spacing issues in the first half and then some protection issues. How did the game evolve for you guys and kind of what y'all were being asked to do offensively? Yeah,
we just had to slow down and just play our game. I'll take a lot of that, especially, right there towards halftime, coming in that back last 8 minutes. I'll take a lot of that on me. A lot of that was me out there, trying to do too much, not staying within our reads. And so that's where I felt like I got, not only myself, but our offense in a lot of trouble. So for me, I know, going into next week, obviously just stay within everything and just go throughout your reads. But, as an offense going out there that second half, it was just about starting fast like we didn't do in the first, and just keeping the ball moving forward, getting the first down, getting some momentum going and getting going.
Des, following that up, I know you'll know more once you look at the film, but it just seemed like something felt off with the offense a little bit. Did it feel like maybe you weren't reacting quick enough, or did you feel like you were just struggling to get in a rhythm? I'm just curious from your standpoint.
Yeah, like I said, it was tough just to get in the rhythm. We could never just get that first down and get going. So that's tough in any offense, obviously, to get rhythm. Like I said earlier, the thing that kept us in it was our defense, and that's just how a team should play. Our Jessie came up, had a huge turnovers. And for us, it's just about, being able to not always rely on our defense, being able to get in a rhythm when a rhythm doesn't have to be there, So for us, that's something that we got to work on, something that we got to keep going and keep getting better at.
And kind of following that up, was it tough first game of the year to hear some boos, like when you guys couldn't move the ball at all? Or I know you've heard boos.
Yeah, no, I didn't really hear no boos. We were just out there playing. I gotta lock in on a play call and everything else. So, the outside noise kind of isn't really in my...
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to ask you in terms of dealing with frustration when things aren't going well. It seemed like you didn't really, your coach mentioned it, and he's mentioned before, not losing your head and kind of staying in there. I was just wondering how you processed what was going on.
Yeah, that's just kind of who I am, just not trying to be too high or be too low. Just knowing that, we were playing way beneath where we should be. And just knowing where we can be, that's kind of always what keeps you, level-headed is just, knowing where you can go, knowing where you can be. So for myself, it's really about just staying calm and just making sure that the guys know, like I said, where we're going to go, where we're going to be, and, not necessarily talking about, down the line, but in that game.
Des, can you elaborate a little bit more on the confidence it gives you as the quarterback to have a defense that is capable of, forcing 3 turnovers, keeping you guys in the game while you kind of find your footing a little bit?
Yeah, that's huge for any defense. For any offense is to have a great defense. But, what's gonna for us, it's about going out there and as an offense, being able not to have to rely on your defense, being able to go out there, score points on every single drive, and not have to rely on your defense. So then when the time comes that there's a long season, there's gonna be one game where the defense isn't gonna play great, and the offense is gonna have to step up and take their part and handle the overall. So there's just a fine line of just it's all about being a team.
Des, can you discuss the play of the running backs, and in particular Bijan's run and Tyler's run where he bounces it outside?
Yeah, Bijan and Tyler, both played their butts off. Like I said, it all starts with the 5 men up front. They did a heck of a job of dominating the line of scrimmage, moving the line of scrimmage, and creating gaps for Bijan and Tyler to run through. Those guys have great vision, great awareness, great balance, and, once you just give them the ball, it's just fun to watch them go. Thank y'all. Have a good one.
AJ, I'm sorry if you already asked this, but what is Jessie Bates when he has those 2 interceptions and a forced fumble? What kind of energy does it give this defense?
Oh, big spark. Any turnover, whether it be anything, fumbles, but definitely picks from the back end. With the guy that's in our position group meeting room all day, we talk about it. Talk about plays that we get, and him coming up with those 2 plays is not a surprise. We practiced that in practice, and he made plays in the game.
What does it mean to get the first week 1 win since 2017?
It's just huge. I was just telling them that it's my first time getting a dub week 1 at the crib, so just to start the season off. So we moving on the right track. We just got to stay level-headed and just keep punching it next week.
AJ, bouncing off maybe this question there, you guys are 1-0, first time you guys have been 1-0, but it's also the first time you guys have been over 500, the first time since 2017.
Right.
What kind of difference do you think that makes for a team that, as young as you guys are, but also you guys got some new bodies in here, a bunch of veterans that are ready to win now?
Yeah, it's week 1. Just when we win or loss, you either going to be over 100 or you're not. So we just got to keep stacking, just keep taking it game by game, trying to go 1-0 each week, and just be dialed in on the details for the next opponent.
And not to wear you out on the Jessie Bates questions, but you've been the leader on this secondary for quite some time.
Yeah.
What's it like to have another guy who's like that, who has that experience there in the secondary with you?
Yeah, that's love. Just having another guy in the back end on the same side as me, just in the back end more. Just having him be able to create a spark and keep everybody energized on the back end with me, and keep the defense lit the whole way. So just having his presence is big for us. And like you say, he made them 2 interceptions, but forced fumble as well, which is all 3 turnovers, that's key to defense, just getting on and off the field, creating turnovers.
Were you a baseball guy coming up? Were you
I wasn't. No, I knew of him, but no, he's a legend. He's a legend. I think it was great meeting him. Great jersey swapping today. So it was awesome.
And what are those kind of moments like for you? Just getting those opportunities.
For
the jersey swap.
Oh no, it's awesome. I think just like giving me chills. There's like damn, like legend in the flesh type. So it's just like it's awesome.
What's your mindset with each carry? What was going through your mind?
Going through the mind, really just do my part. If I do my part, freaking set up the O-line, the receivers blocking their tails off, and then just do what I'm blessed to do and what I'm coached to do, and then after that, everything else will play its part.
Tyler, as an offensive guy, what is it like to see a guy like Jessie get so many turnovers for y'all and then set the offense up well?
Yeah, those are just opportunities, like great opportunities. Great call by the defense, great execution by Jessie, great execution by really the whole defense, and then those are just opportunities for us to take advantage of and then really just take. And we just need to capitalize on those. So it's great.
What was it like to see Bijan get his first big score?
Oh my gosh, even on that first run was what, 8 yards, something like that? I was like, oh, it's about to be a long day. So it was great. I ended up almost tripping trying to chase him. So it was
on the celebration? Or?
Oh yeah, no, like right when he scored, because we were both in at the same time. So we were both in at the same time. So it was more like trying to chase him, not fall down, and then end up celebrating with him on his first, because that's a big time, especially because like it's super hard to score in the league, but having his opportunity and then just making the most out of everything, come on, it doesn't get better than that.
How much are you challenged by his presence here and the way he plays to feel like you want to kind of go up another notch, if at all?
Yeah, it's just healthy. It's just healthy competition. That's my boy right there. So I think us just feeding off each other. Like he makes a big play, okay, I got to make a big play. I make a big play, oh, he wants to make a big play too. So it's just really just feeding off each other, feeding off the offense, and then just really just trying to make big plays while just staying to our fundamentals and our standards and stuff.
I remember when we talked back in preseason, you're like, oh, I'm nervous first carry. Was that like that today too, or was it a different feeling for you today when you actually got out there?
No, I mean, I was ready to go. Obviously, you want the best result you can, but not really nervous. It was just me more ready and getting that first carry and getting my feet under me. So.
Bijan, you mentioned when the offense was kind of sputtering a little bit going into halftime. What were those conversations like? Not necessarily what you guys were saying, but just the general demeanor of the leaders on the team.
Yeah, I mean, nobody was down. Like, nobody was like, head down, moping. Like, everybody was like, bro, we're good. Like, we're about to come out here and attack even harder. And just seeing that mentality and just knowing that if something's not going your way in that moment, and to have the teammate support and come up. And we have a lot of like super good leaders too. So, we walked back in here and everybody was like just happy to go back out there. And I was a part of that. So I think it was a blessing to see that. And, all the leaders in the offensive line was even huge. They weren't phased at all. So, we weren't either. So it was pretty fun to see that going into halftime.
Should we expect to see DeMarco and burn orange on Monday or Wednesday?
Oh, I don't know. Matter of fact, I'm gonna talk to him about that. I'm like, dude, I'll let you wear one of my jerseys.
Did you text him after the game?
Oh, I saw him after the game. I was like, what'd you think? And he was like, man, like he was just mad. But I told everybody that we were gonna win the game, and they were just like, you guys are gonna get smacked. But I was like, nah, just wait, and then pulled it off yesterday.
Any significance to the 99 or just fashion?
I got this from Urban Outfitters, and I thought, I thought it looked good. So that's why I got it.
Oh, just checking.
Yeah.
Bijan is an offensive guy. What is it like when to watch a guy like Jessie get so many interceptions for you guys and set the offense up well as well?
I mean, just seeing how he works in practice, and he works every single day, and he's so big on the little things and trying to be better at the little things. And he knows he's a top safety in the league, but he doesn't say that. He's like the most humble guy, and you wouldn't even know that he is a top safety just because he never says it. But just seeing how he works and how I compete against him and how he competes against me, and we get each other better, like that didn't surprise me out there when he got those interceptions and made all those big plays. Like, that's just who he is.
What were the emotions like getting your first big-time score?
Oh, it was awesome. Just seeing like all my teammates come immediately. Like, I was just trying to just celebrate with them. But it was so much fun to see that and to get that the first game. And hopefully we can do so many more things, later on.
Bijan, there were times.
Into Atlanta, how'd it feel out there?
Yeah, it felt amazing, man. It's a lot of hard work that a lot of people don't see, not just from me, from my teammates. From when we started in OTAs, when I first got here, I knew we could do something special, and it's just the beginning of it. People see the play, me making plays on the interceptions and stuff like that, but that doesn't happen if Bud doesn't keep the edge, don't keep Bryce Young in the pocket. AJ and Slim, he don't cover their guys. So I give credit to everybody else. I just did my job. And today was my day to make some plays, and hopefully next week I can do the same thing. But it might be a couple days where Richie might have 2 interceptions. So it's just doing our 111, and that's what we've been preaching.
The 2 interceptions look very similar. Were you just eyeing the rookie's eyes and seeing where he's going to go with the ball?
Yeah, I feel like I had a good feel for what they wanted to do today. I know that they had to get him comfortable. They wanted to get the ball out quick, keep the ball inside the hashes. So yeah, I kind of took advantage of that today.
I know it's just one game, but this franchise has not been above 500 since the end of 2017. What does this Week 1 win do for the psyche, the mentality, and the swagger of this squad?
Yeah, it definitely gives this team that it's possible. It's possible. The work that we put in, it pays off. And for us to go out Week 1 and get that first one out the way is huge. But we're gonna celebrate tonight. Next week we gotta go right back to work. It'll be easy to go 500 again. So it's just a 1-week mentality. We're gonna be able to celebrate tonight with our family, with each other. We deserve that. What'd you say?
Of the 2 interceptions you had, how similar were those 2 plays?
Yeah, they were really similar. He like I said, he liked to throw the ball inside the hashes. Both of them were 2x2. Similar routes, trying to hit that dig in the middle of the field. I'm sure Green Bay will be looking at it to throw deep now on us next week. So, like I said, we're going to celebrate these, 2 interceptions, whatever we had today. And we're going to move on tomorrow and, get ready for Green Bay.
Thanks, Jesse.
Yes, sir.
Jesse, 3 turnovers today. You remember the last time you did that?
No, it almost felt like I was in high school again. It was a great time for sure.
Felt like you were content defensively to sit back and make him figure some things out early. Is that fair to say in the secondary?
Yeah, I remember playing my first game. I can only imagine what it's like for a quarterback playing his first game. That's a lot of pressure. You want to, get in a rhythm and get that feel. And honestly, I feel like we had a good jump on him today. And I'm sure he'll be a really good quarterback in this league. But today we got the best of him.
Coming back to that dig, was that something you had seen on his college film, or was that just something that's natural for any quarterback in that position on that play, that formation?
Yeah, it's a little bit of him, himself, coming back to those digs. But I think that our coaches do a really good job of making cut-ups, and we do a good job as players, taking over that and watching it together and seeing what the concepts they like to run. And this week it was a bunch of inside breakers. So yeah, like I said, I was able to, make a couple plays on those.
Does this performance set the tone for your season personally?
It's not about me. It's good to get yourself going. But it's not possible. Like I said, if my teammates aren't doing their job, they're not doing their 1 to 11. That's what makes this possible for me. And like I said, I wasn't doing anything, super out of my job, being Superman. I was just doing my job, playing in the middle of the field. Good things happen for me. So it's a good start for sure.
Jesse, you're the captain of this team. You've been to the pinnacle of this game, playing the Super Bowl. You're a leader on this team, a lot of young guys. What is your message to some of them after a win like today? Making the plays that you guys made today to sort of tell them, hey, we are here. This is we can win some games now.
Yeah, I think this. People should feel good. It's hard to win this league. It's hard to win this league, and it's a 1-week season, like I said before. But this city deserves it. This team deserves it. But the biggest thing is we got to celebrate tonight. We can do whatever we want tonight, and then tomorrow when we get back in there, we watch the film. Review. We'll have an off day on Tuesday, go watch some film together, and reset and try to go 1-0 again. So that's the way this league goes. Some of these younger guys in here, in college, you just kind of have warm-up games, getting into it. But hey, every week it's going to be those type of games where it's 1-score game going into the fourth quarter. And it's hard. It's hard to do week in and week out, and that's when teams that are successful, they do that week in and week out. So I think that we're more than capable of doing that.
Pretty impressive.
So it was nice to be out there and be around the guys and have it really count and really see, hey, what is all this training we've been doing the last 2 months and even OTAs, even 4 or 5 months. What has it turned into? And it was nice to get a win out of it.
And for the season opener, it was pretty packed out there, good fans.
Yeah.
You kind of just think of it was your first game at the Benz as an Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, it was awesome to have that support. That's like, as a player, the energy that you get from fans is something you can't really describe or match. And we, I guess was that 3 years ago was COVID year, and but having nobody out there, it wasn't really. It felt like you were at practice all the time. So to have the stadium packed was really awesome. We'll continue to get wins and hopefully continue to have those seats packed.
Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, thank you for giving us the opportunity. We know what we're capable of doing. And so, I'm glad they chose to go for it because, you never want to give them points. But, in football world, it's everybody grass. You defend everybody grass. So if it's, 4th and an inch, give me an opportunity to get out there and make a stop. And all of us had the same mentality where we just, dig deep, fight hard, and we finally got the field. And I think that was huge, setting the tone for who we're going to be this season.
Calais, I know you don't play against their defense, but a guy like Brian Burns, what does he bring and what makes him unique?
Yeah, man's special. That man's special. He's going to make a whole lot of money, too. It's just a matter of time, whenever that day comes. But, you know, the fact that he's out here playing, and competing, doing it the way he's doing it, you know, I got a lot of respect for that, you know. And I will say, you know, he played tough, you know, especially that first quarter. He got off to a fast start, you know, made it hard for us, you know. But you know, we settled down and started getting to him, and you know, it was fun to see a good team win. But definitely got a lot of respect for him.
You've been in the league. You've been in this league for a year or two, right? But I'm joking, but when you look at being in the league, as long as you have seen what you've seen, what does it mean for a guy to play under those circumstances?
You know, I mean, this game has never changed. You know, obviously there's like little things that change, but it's the same game. It's football, you know, and to go out there and compete, you know, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, the business side to take care of itself, you know. I've been in the shoes before, but at the end of the day, like, it's just go out there, play football, leave on the field, have fun. You know, God willing, you stay healthy, and let the rest take care of itself.
Did you see either live or on a replay Bijan's touchdown?
Oh yeah, I saw it live and I saw the replay, and it was sweet. You know, the way he caught the ball and made the guy miss right away, and then just like ran through contact, found the end zone. I mean, you see it in practice, and I'm like, you know, that guy, you know, I'm not sure he's tackled right there. You know, a lot of times in practice you don't really get to hit guys, so you're like, oh, I'm gonna make that play. It's like, yeah, are you? You watch the tape, it's like, you know, he does something with his feet, and I ain't really too sure. So it's good to see it, you know, in the actual game setting. You know, I mean, it's just the beginning for him too. I mean, he's building confidence, he's getting better, and you know, we got a run game. You know, when CP gets out there, it's too like, you know, what he can do. You know, we got a three-headed monster. You know, because Allgeier played his butt off too, and so I'm really proud of the way we fought. You know, this is, you know, obviously we got a lot of stuff to clean up, and we'll get better. You know, but to get a home win against a division opponent, that's huge.
How satisfying is it for a defense? You know, Jessie forces 3 turnovers, all 3 turn into points. How satisfying is that?
Very, very satisfying. You know, when the offense scores points off of turnovers, that's huge. That definitely makes us want to get more turnovers. You know, and so it's a great game of football. You know, when you get turnovers and you get points off turnovers, you're probably gonna win a lot of ball games. And so today, you know, that's what it was needed for us to win a ball game.
Last question for me. I mean, you've only been here for one of them, right? But it's been a while since this franchise has won on opening day since 2017. How big is that in your experience to start the season 1-0 instead of 0-1?
It's huge. You know, I mean, in the NFL, it's hard to get a win. You know, so every time you get a win, you celebrate it. You know, and I think the first one is always the hardest one to get. You know, now the second was the next hardest to get. You know, so we got to keep stacking them. Good teams, you know, they don't lose 2 in a row, and they stack wins. You know, and that's what we have to do. We have to become, you know, that good team, and that comes from, you know, the hard work and the dedication we put in week in and week out. So we're just getting started. We got a lot of work to do.
Calais, Arthur was talking a lot about the second half. You guys were able to wear them down defensively. How big was that in this game?
It's huge, you know, and I mean, not that I would even worry about the second half of stuff, you know. I mean, as far as like the history, you know, like I think there was last year, years past, you know, it wasn't always that way, but all that doesn't matter. You know, I try to tell guys like, hey, forget the past, forget tomorrow. All we got is right now, and right now, just finish. Let's go out here, play hard. Let's live on the field. And you know, I feel like as we continue to learn each other, continue to get familiar with the system and how we want to play things, you know, it's just reps, you know. And so this is the first time we got real reps, like, you know, where it really mattered. And you know, I really was proud of my team and how we responded.
Was it fun? Was the young guy?
Very. You know, and I think I was a little too eager to get to that 100, and you know, I got a little too excited. But sometimes you got to just settle down and, like, you know, be efficient with where you grab them and get them down. But you know, he's slippery. You know, he's tough, and I think he's gonna be a good young player. I mean, this is first game of football action, and we made it hard on him. You know, we definitely. I mean, we definitely, you know, made him have to hand the ball off and check the runs and stuff. You know, and they ran the ball too good for us. But you know, I think he made, you know, good reads and made some good decisions. But obviously, you know, he's going to get better as time goes along.
Did you think you had him?